Hey, what's up, guys? This is Nate. This is the Daihon Nashi Eikaiwa Lesson Podcast, and this is going to be an English-only episode. So if that's good for you, keep listening. All right, so this week has been really busy, but I'm finally recording this episode, so I'm really excited. And for the regular announcements, just remember to follow us on Twitter and on Facebook, and also Instagram and YouTube. So those 4 places. On Twitter, you can follow the Daihon Nashi Eikaiwa Lessons Twitter page, and we usually post so you can find my private Twitter and Sota's private Twitter. I am Nate Sensei, and Sota is what's his name? Sorry. Eigo no Sota, right? Also on Facebook, that's where the Daihon Nashi Eikaiwa Lesson Facebook page is. I'm trying to post there more. I want to interact. I want to talk with you guys more. I want questions. I want to discuss topics. So in the future, I'm thinking I might want to do a Q&A episode, so question and answer episode. Recently, I've been asking what kind of topics you want me to talk about for the English-only episode. So maybe in the future, we can have a topic or have an episode where it's like Q&A. So you can ask me a question, and I'll answer a lot of different questions on one English-only episode. So if I do that, I will be posting on Facebook, and then you can ask me a question on Facebook. And then I might do an episode that is more question and answer style. Also, Sota is really trying hard on his on his YouTube. So go to Sota's YouTube, Eigo no Sota on YouTube, and check out his videos. I think his recent videos, he's talking about taking a trip, right? So I think that's really exciting for him. He wants everyone to kind of help him out, and he wants to help you guys out if you haven't gone on a trip. So I think his recent video is about him, like before he goes on a trip, kind of like planning and doing something. I haven't watched the video yet. I think it's just coming out today. So you guys got to check that out. I think later tonight should come out, so you can check that out. All right, so that's all for the announcements and chat. Let's get into this week's episode. All right, so what's the topic for today? It is the Olympics. Oh my gosh, the Olympics are already over. Why am I talking about it? Oh, I don't know. I mean, well, it was actually kind of fun to watch this year. Truthfully, I'm not so into the Winter Olympics, so I didn't think it would be a interesting topic for me, but I talked a lot about the Olympics with my students last week when the Olympics were still going on, and I just want to kind of have a casual talk about the Olympics. I'm not going to be teaching you guys anything about sports, just kind of like how you would talk with your friends about the Olympics after you watch them. And also I'll give you an American idea how we think about the Olympics, or more like what did we think about the Winter Olympics and what's popular for the Winter Olympics for American people. So how about the Olympics in America? Do we get excited about the Olympics? Well, for me, it always depended on what sport it was. And as a kind of young boy, I was never so into like figure skating, or I don't know, for example, for the Summer Olympics, there's the gymnastics or something like that. I was more into the dangerous kind of, I don't know how to say, extreme sports. So I used to ski and I used to snowboard. So I don't know when snowboarding was started at the Winter Olympics, but this year, that was one of the coolest things, was the snowboarding. So I think it was the half pipe, and there was a big air, and I think there was another kind of like slope style or kind of race like snowboarding event. And for me, those are the coolest. And for American people, probably my age American people, I think they're probably pretty interested in the snowboarding. I think we have a lot of pride in extreme sports in America. And this year, it was the half pipe, I think the male and the female, so men's and women's half pipe, an American won the gold medal. So that was pretty cool. The American who won, the man, his name is Shaun White, and he's been famous in America for quite a long time. He's been doing skateboarding and snowboarding, if I can remember correctly. And I can't remember which one he did first, but it was when he was really young. I can remember, I don't know, maybe when I was in high school or something, and then Shaun White was this little kid who was, I think he was skateboarding, possibly snowboarding at that time too, and he was beating older people at extreme sports like skateboarding. And it was just like amazing. He was kind of, I don't know how to say, but like not a genius, but like a genius basically. So that's the most interesting part about the Olympics for me when it comes to being really like interested in the sport. But this year, I kind of got interested in some other sports. So I just like happened to be watching the TV and there was cross-country skiing. Oh man, that is a weird sport. No, I don't know. If you're a cross-country skier, I have respect for you, of course, but it's so interesting to watch it as a race. I mean, I've cross-country skied like when I was a kid. I remember when I went to Europe and I was living in Slovakia for 1 year, that was when I was in 3rd grade, we tried cross-country skiing. And I got the feeling like in Europe, cross-country skiing was more popular because I don't really know any of my friends, being from California, who have done cross-country skiing. I'm not sure if maybe it's more popular in different areas in America, but in California, I didn't know any other young people who did it. I guess maybe older people do cross-country skiing. I don't know. That's just my kind of image of the sport. But anyways, I was watching it on the TV. I think it was a few weeks ago for the Olympics, and it was so weird. It was like they were in these ski tracks, and they were going so fast, and they were right behind each other. So one of the person's ski and the person behind them ski were almost touching. That was the weird part about it for me. I thought, well, what happens if one of them falls down? And then when you're watching, it looks like they're going to fall down. But they didn't. But if one of them fell down, I think all of them would fall down. It's crazy. So just seeing that kind of intense, serious kind of effort given, the effort that they put out for the Olympics, I think it can make almost any sport a little bit exciting to watch. So this year I did get kind of interested in some different sports, like there was the cross-country skiing. Of course, ice skating. Like, as an American, I remember watching ice skating back in the day, so very, very long time ago, back when there was this controversy in America. Controversy means like this big kind of problem where it was Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan, and Nancy Kerrigan was the I guess the one that was really everyone looked up to, and she's like the best and American figure skater. She's just amazing. And Tonya Harding, I can't remember the story exactly, but I think she was a little bit lower than Nancy Kerrigan, maybe kind of like second place to Nancy Kerrigan's first place. And so, well, I mean, Nancy Kerrigan won some medals at the Olympics, but kind of in the middle of her career, there was this attack where where Tonya Harding had her attacked I guess it was her ex-husband. I'm checking right now. It says ex-husband. So I remember that situation, and I think because of the news or because Nancy Kerrigan was such a good ice skater that during that time everyone was just obsessed, was watching ice skating. And I think that was in the 90s, so 1992, 93, 94. And yeah, Nancy Kerrigan, I think she must have got people interested in watching the ice skating. So that kind of reminds me in Japan of the famous Hanyu Yuzuru. So he won the ice skating this year, and watching that and watching Japan's reaction to him winning was just so cool. It got me kind of interested in Japanese ice skating, or just ice skating in general, again. And I watched the replays of, Hanyu's performance, and I watched all the news, all his interviews, and also the person who came in second. I think his name was Shoma. He was also he was amazing. So he came in second. So watching those two win kind of got me back interested in ice skating. And it started to make me think, when have I gone ice skating before? And have I tried to do some kind of like jump when I was ice skating? No, of course not. But I've gone a few times, and the time I can remember is I went for a kid's birthday party. It was my friend who was having, maybe 4th grade or 5th grade or 6th grade birthday party. It must have been 6th grade, I think. And he had invited girls and boys. And so I remember we were kind of excited to have a co-ed ice skating. Co-ed means girls and boys together. A co-ed kind of ice skating, not like a romantic situation, but the guys were talking about, who are you going to ice skate with? And like, we wanted to look cool, so we didn't want to fall down. And I remember, of course, when you're ice skating the first time, you fall down, right? Really quickly. So I remember just like ice skating for 10 minutes or 15 minutes and falling down a bunch. I think one of my friends, he fell down like in front of everyone, and everyone was laughing. So ice skating is a cool way to just like kind of lose yourself. Like no one is good at ice skating the first time. And it's really amazing to think about how someone like the, professional figure skaters like Hanyu can do those tricks. So 4 spins. It's called a quadruple axel, I think it is. I think that's what he was doing with 4 spins. So trying to imagine jumping, doing 4 spins, and landing is just crazy. Like, I can't even stand up on ice skates. I would fall down. But he's doing 4 spins and then landing. And the craziest part was he said he was in some pain. He had some kind of injury. So he was surviving and doing the best ice skating in the whole world, right? For men. Wow. So that got me into ice skating as well. Watching Hanyu and just watching Japanese people's reaction to it. And when I watched the other ice skaters, I was thinking, why did Hanyu win? Like, I didn't know about Hanyu's kind of skill. And I watched back, I watched it again, the replay, and I was like, oh, I see. I know why he won. Because he's so much more like elegant, and when he jumps, it just looks like art or something. It's just beautiful how he ice skates. And of course, Shoma was amazing too. But you can just feel like when Hanyu was doing those 4 spins in the air, it's just, wow, you can't even compare. It's just the art, the elegance of it was just amazing. So yeah, besides that, so I already talked about cross-country skiing and what was it, snowboarding. Yeah, I kind of skipped over snowboarding, but American people, at least younger people, really like snowboarding. So I think that's the thing that lots of guys are going to be excited about in America. of course, the kind of traditional thing is skiing. So, of course, in America, we think we have, good skills for skiing as well. So the downhill skiing and the ski jump and stuff like that, I think American people have a lot of pride. So, yeah, and this year I think a few Americans won medals for skiing as well. Besides that, I just saw some interesting sports on the Winter Olympics, which were like the ski jump and the luge, and what else was there? The bobsled. Those are all kind of interesting, right? Like you never get a chance to see those in real life. The thing that I would kind of think about the most, like kind of connected to the luge or the bobsled, is when you go down the snow hill as a kid, you use a kind of like a sled, just like the wooden sled or plastic kind of saucer that you go down the hill. So in America, kids like to do that, but it's nothing like doing the bobsleigh. It's just completely different. So I've told my students that the bobsled, that reminds me of the movie Cool Runnings. So if you guys have a chance to watch a really, really interesting, funny movie, it's a little bit old, so I think it's from the 1990s, but it's called Cool Runnings, and it's about a Jamaican bobsled team who decides they want to compete in the Olympics. And of course, Jamaica, there's no ice, there's no snow. So they're crazy to even try to try to go to the Olympics for that, for that sport. And it's a comedy, first of all. It's not, I mean, it has some serious parts, but it's a comedy. So the main actor, he's a comedian. He's like this American guy who goes to Jamaica and he tries to get people to join to make this Jamaican bobsled team. So if you guys have time, check out that movie. I watched that movie in my childhood, maybe when I was in elementary school, and it was a popular movie with my friends and family at that time. So you guys should check that out for kind of get a feeling about, Olympics, or it's a nice comedy to watch. And I can't forget to mention, in Japan, it was just this big story about the curling team, and I didn't watch the curling. It kind of confuses me. I know most people probably feel the same way. It's like, I don't understand how it works. I used to actually play a game. So I played a game called Shuffleboard, which is very similar to curling, except it's not on ice. It's just on a regular ground. And you use a stick to push a kind of disc. And it's the same style where you want to land the disc on a certain point and you want to hit the other people's disc away. So I have that game in my mind. It's called Shuffleboard, but I've never done curling before, and it's just such a interesting, weird sport, isn't it? And this year, the women's Japanese team won the first curling medal ever, or the first curling medal in such a long time. It's kind of amazing that this kind of strange, interesting sport, that the new country can come in and win it just out of nowhere. Really exciting. So I know I saw so much information on social media about the Japanese curling team, and it's just a great story. So I haven't checked the news in English about that story, but if anyone wants to tell me about what happened, or I've seen a lot of news that I couldn't understand about that, but it just sounds like an amazing story. I should check the English news about that, because I think those women who won probably have an interesting story about how they practice and how they finally won. But curling, man, that is a weird sport. You push that disc thing, and then it kind of slides along, and then your teammates have to rub in front of the disc to make it go faster. I know everyone's probably thinking the same thing, but does that make it go faster, really? Rubbing in front of it, does that really make it go faster? Like, I haven't watched the English explanation for curling. I just watched it on Japanese TV, so I couldn't understand what they were talking about. So, like, rubbing in front of the disc for curling, that makes it go faster. And another thing is, how do they rub the front of the disc, but then they don't hit the disc or they don't hit the other discs? I thought that was just amazing how they could avoid touching the other discs, but they're skating and they're moving those sticks. Oh man. So yeah, if anyone's into curling, let's have a discussion about this on the hashtag Daihon Nashi Eikawa hashtag or on Facebook, because it just, I don't know, it seems like such an interesting sport that I don't know. I'd like to learn more about it now, since Japan is a medalist. You got the medal in that sport, so maybe in Japan curling will become more popular. All right, guys. I guess I could just keep on talking about the Olympics. I didn't think I could talk enough about the Winter Olympics this year, but I guess I did watch quite a few events, and I did see some on Japanese TV, and I read some news in the English. Today, oh my God, I forgot. I didn't even talk about speed skating. That was the most interesting. I forgot. Oh my God. That was the most interesting thing for me, but I totally forgot about it. I remember I was watching the women's pursuit where the Japanese woman won, and the way she won was freaking amazing. So there was a group of 15 or 20 people, and she was just in the middle of the group the whole time. And then at the last second, not last second, but the last turn, somehow she came in front and won. And oh my God, I don't know how that happened. So I don't know anything about skating, so I don't know what her strategy, I don't know how she did that. But yeah, I really need to check some English information about these different sports, because I was watching on the Japanese TV, so I couldn't understand the explanations or how they could do that or how they won. So yeah, I'd like to talk with you guys, or I'd like to discuss these different Olympic events. I know it's already finished. We have to wait 4 more years until the next Olympics, until the next Winter Olympics. So of course we can talk about Summer Olympics coming up soon, but Winter Olympics, the luge, curling, ice skating, snowboarding, skiing, we have to wait 4 more years until the next one. Can you wait? Oh, I don't think I can wait. And what's going to happen next Olympics? Is Hanyu is he gonna come back? Is Shoma, is he gonna win? Are the women's curling team gonna get gold? What's gonna happen? I'm kind of excited now. Just from talking about it, I've gotten myself excited. So anyways, tell me, I want you guys to tell me, what was your favorite event or your favorite performer? Not performer. Well, performer could be like ice skating, right? But I mean competitor, the person who was in the event and they won the medal or something like that. So in that case, tell me either your favorite event or your favorite competitor in the Olympics. Let's do that for the hashtag. So hashtag Daihon Nashi Eikawa lesson. What was your favorite event for this year's Winter Olympics? Or who was your favorite competitor? Also, let's discuss the different events. So curling, what is it? How do they win? The speed skating pursuit, how did she win that? What else is there? There's the cross country skiing. Oh, no one cares about that? No, just kidding. No, I'm sure people care about that. It seems like more of a European sport, but anyways. All right, guys, I've already gone too long. It's almost 25 minutes up, so I should finish up right now. So guys, thank you so much for listening. Use the hashtag Daihon Nashi Eikaiwa Lesson. And remember to follow us on all the social media. So first that's Twitter, and that's Daihon Nashi Eikaiwa Lesson, but also Nate Sensei and Eigo no Sota. And then there's YouTube, Instagram, and also the Facebook. So as I said, I'm thinking about doing a Q&A for an English-only episode. So if I do that, I will post on the Facebook for Daihon Nashi Eikaiwa Lesson, and then you guys can ask me some questions. All right, guys, thanks so much, and yeah, have a good week. I'll see you on Saturday.